Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? This is Stocko with Larry Jones, traveling and trading. Hey, I just want to keep the family fed and just go into some crypto, especially what's happening with XRP and the court case. The SEC is losing their battle, though the battle is not over. Now, on yesterday, I didn't make a video because we don't run with the herd if the herd is running the wrong way. Now, for those of us that are holding XRP, yes, we're happy that this happened, and we know that the SEC is just dead wrong, right? So I just want to go over a few things really quick and go from there, right? So as you can see, XRP at the time ran up and then it cooled off. You can see that right there, ran up and then it cooled off, which is what we expected it to do. So I didn't want to beat the XRP drum on yesterday, and then a lot of people pile in and then it cools off and you lose money. So we're just going to monitor XRP, especially over the weekend, and see what happens with it. And so I would not be just diving in, buying big chunks. Personally, I would be just DCAing at this point, right? Let's look at what happened on yesterday. Look at yesterday. As we could see, these are some popular cryptos. Bitcoin shot up over 31, and that's to the left. To the right, if you could see right now at the time of filming this, it's 30, right? So it dropped to like 31, it jumped to like 31.5 yesterday, 31.6 yesterday, as you can see to the left. But to the right, it's cooled off. And you can see Ethereum has cooled off. Solana on yesterday to the left was up over 31%. Look at that. And of course, it has cooled off, but Solana is a sleeping giant. Polygon, as you could see, up. Cardano jumped up 25%. And at the bottom there, you can see XRP was up actually more than 68%. It's just when I took a snapshot, and as you can see, it has cooled off to the right there. Now, those are some of the things that I wanted to show you what's happening with crypto at large. And then, as we know, Coinbase jumped up over 25%. Because if the SEC, if Gary Gensler is losing his case against XRP, just like I told you guys months ago, then he's going to be losing his case on all of these frivolous lawsuits. Don't just listen to what everyone else is saying. I want you guys to get the whole story. Everything is not over yet, though this was a victory. Please listen to this entire video so you'll have the information for yourself. And then at the end, to the upper right-hand corner, there is a video that I made on yesterday, the best crypto stock to buy now. Absolutely, positively, I urge every single person to watch that video because those stocks are actually doing better than crypto themselves, okay? Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn.
Coinbase is on pace for its 5th straight weekly gain, but it's Ripple's token XRP that's really ripping higher after a key legal victory for the crypto industry yesterday. A federal judge ruled that Ripple Labs did not violate U.S. securities law under certain circumstances, writing as part of her decision that its native token XRP is not in and of itself a contract, transaction, or scheme. But it is not a clear-cut victory for the crypto industry, as the decision did say XRP is a security when it comes to institutional sales. Joining me now to discuss is Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple Labs, along with our Kate Rooney. Kate?
Hey, John, good to see you. And Brad, great to see you. Thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. Good to see you both.
So it's been almost 3 years of litigation. You've been fighting the SEC, and there's been a lot of confusion about what this court decision John mentioned actually means. What is the direct impact for your company, Ripple, and for the broader crypto industry right now?
Well, 2.5 years ago when the SEC first sued us, we said publicly that this wasn't just an attack on Ripple, it was an attack on the entire crypto industry. And I think we did see that play out with the SEC getting more and more aggressive in really trying to regulate through enforcement, which we clearly don't think is a healthy way to do it. I think this is a huge win, not just for Ripple, but for the whole industry. I think it really is the first time the SEC has lost a crypto case and really puts the SEC, some of the SEC's narrative and comments that they make publicly about all of these digital assets being securities. It puts that in check, and I think in a very good way. And hopefully it also drives the legislative process, because it doesn't make sense to try to regulate this through enforcement, but rather let's have clear laws about this that allow rules of the road for all entrepreneurs.
And so, Brad, if this undercuts the SEC's argument, who do you think should be policing these tokens? The industry has really been in the headlines for things like fraud and, frankly, grifts in the past 2 years or so. Do you expect Congress to step up? And if not, is there a gap right now in regulation?
Well, look, I think the SEC, what we found through their emails and during this litigation, is that they even identified that there is a gap. And we saw that in the emails they were exchanging internally. So I think there is a gap. But look, like any industry, you're going to potentially have bad actors. But the vast majority of people I interact with that are builders and using these technologies to build a better infrastructure for financial transactions, for real estate. There are a lot of different use cases for blockchain and crypto that really can be profound. Ripple has been focused on cross-border payments as a starting point. But look, I think you're going to see an incredible number of use cases for these technologies, and having clear rules of the road allows for the investment, allows entrepreneurs to lean in. I think the SEC just has been wrong as a matter of law, and it has really stifled the innovation here in the United States.
Brad, it's clear to see that this is not a win for the SEC, but it's hard to see how it's a win for crypto in the sense that this just puts this back into the lane of either Congress to figure out, and we know how long Congress takes to figure things out, or it just raises the question, when's it going to be clear? It doesn't make sense, frankly, that something's a security sometimes, but not a security other times. It introduces all kinds of uncertainty into transactions and investments that people probably are going to want to hold for more than 2 or 3 years. So, how do you feel about the UK Financial Conduct Authority's new proposed rules on crypto assets? Because we might end up somewhere closer to where they're headed.
Look, I feel very good about what we have seen, not just from the UK, but frankly, I mean, the fact that the European Union, 27 countries came together to create something they called MiCA. And the fact that we can't have one country here in the United States provide any leadership or clarity. But look, John, I'll take the other side of some of what you said. There is now clarity. The rule of law in the United States is clear that XRP is not a security when traded on exchanges, when used for payment. There's a whole bunch of things in the judge's ruling that make it very clear about XRP. The SEC has been clear about Bitcoin also. Now, the unfortunate reality is right now there's clarity for two, Bitcoin and XRP. That's not a good thing. I mean, it might be good for Bitcoin and XRP, but it's the reason why we have been calling for clarity for years, even before this lawsuit. And it's, I think, really a call to action from Congress. You saw representatives like Tom Emmer tweeting yesterday that this really is yet another call to action. And I'm optimistic we're actually going to see some forward momentum in Washington to provide some of the clarity that the SEC has really been fighting in some ways and almost sowing confusion.
Well, I mean, it's clear what the judge has said here, but this is likely to still undergo some court challenges, right? And there are some questions about her reasoning about the Howey test, right? And exactly whether it makes sense, even based on some previous decisions. So, given all of that, if you're investing real money in the space, you can't rely on this decision itself to hold up exactly as delivered, right?
Well, look, it's very clear. The rule of law in the United States right now, XRP is not a security on an exchange when you're trading it. And that's just period. That's the rule of law right now in the United States.
Right now.
The SEC, they choose to appeal that. Appealing a process that, they can't even file an appeal yet. It would take years for them to get a change there. So, for now, you have clarity around Bitcoin and XRP. I am hopeful, as I said, that we don't stop there, that this is the call to action for Congress to act. And I think, frankly, had the FTX drama of, Q4 2022 not happened, maybe we would have had a more forward activity already. But I remain optimistic. And I think this is a major step for the United States, which has been lagging in crypto, and really a lot of the innovation has been moving offshore. This is a major step forward for the whole industry. That's the reason why Coinbase's stock was up 25% yesterday. The crypto industry overall, the market cap of all tokens was up 7 or 8%, I think, yesterday. So, the SEC put out a statement saying that they won. The markets have voted with their pocketbook, the dollars and cents here. And so I think it's very clear this is a very positive thing for the crypto industry.
And Brad, the judge did rule that it was an unregistered sale of securities. When it came to institutional investors, I wonder what implications this might have for accredited investors. So some of the venture capital money that went into this space, are they now liable for potentially breaking the law if they bought XRP or Solana or any of those smaller tokens and sold them to retail? What's the implication for institutional investors?
Kate, I think it's a really important question. I think it's been 24 hours since we got this decision. When I step back and look at this, I remind myself that the mission statement of the SEC, the first thing in their mission statement, is to protect investors. The irony of what has happened here is that the investors that now the judge has ruled that they're trying to protect are institutional investors who, arguably have the highest acumen and knowledge and, risk understanding. So I think the SEC, in my judgment, should really step back and get grounded by what that core mission is, to protect investors at scale. I think it's to be determined what some of that means for the long tail of institutional activity, but a lot of them are accredited investors to begin with and have various exemptions anyway. So we shall see kind of how that plays out. But again, I think to have the SEC, what I think has been a bullying tactics to just bully the industry into their view of compliance, to have them lose in this case is a big step forward.